Hi you guys, please excuse my post-workout look here. Got my hair in a ponytail. I just had to share something with you because I feel like it's so important. You know, sometimes we just need some contrast in our lives to, I guess, appreciate what we have and also to realize what our life is really about. I just really feel like our life isn't about the daily grind. It's not about the mundane routines that we go through. It's not about so many things that we worry about all the time and stress about. So I wanted to share a really cool experience that I had while I was leaving the workout area of my apartments. So I've been watching this little girl ride her bike and ride her scooter around the apartment property, and every time we made eye contact, she had this look that I understood, and it was a look of fear and a look of being guarded and anticipating something that wasn't going to be pleasant. And so I've been looking for a way to connect with this little girl, but I didn't want to talk to her as a stranger. So anyway, I'm coming out of the workout room and I see her and I smile at her and say hi, and I kind of get the same reaction. She looks scared. And then I realize, and I have this intuitive message that tells me why I keep running into this little girl. So what I did is I didn't get too close to her, but I asked her, I said, my name's Sherry, and I want to know if I can just talk to your mom for a minute, because I want to tell you a story, but I want to make sure it's okay with your mom. And don't worry, it's something happy. And so she showed me where she lived, and in her building, she lived in an upstairs apartment, and her mom was home, and her siblings were home, an older sister, and I think she has a twin, and I think there was a little boy. So I went upstairs and I introduced myself to the mom, and I told the mom that I had a story to tell this little girl, but I wanted to have her permission to share it with her. And I basically gave her a short version of the story that I wanted to tell her daughter. And then we kind of shook hands, and she said yes, that would be okay. And let me give you a little background. This family is a refugee family from some part of Africa, and I didn't ask what part. And they're just a gorgeous family, gorgeous family. And so after speaking with her mom, I went down about halfway down the stairs. Sorry, I got itch in my nose. And sat down because I wanted to be at eye level with this little girl. And I told this little girl a story about my daughter, and I pulled up a picture of my daughter, and I told this little girl that my daughter's now 24, and I showed her a picture of my grandson. I wanted her to see what my daughter looked like, you know, blonde and really pale skin, and so I started to tell this little girl that when my daughter was her age, she had a best friend that looked just like her. Very, very dark skin. She had her hair in braids. She had big brown eyes, beautiful teeth, looked just like this little girl. And I told her Dakota would come home from school and say, I wish I was as beautiful as my best friend. And please braid my hair into long braids like my best friend. And I'm telling this to this little girl, that I would try, and Dakota's hair was slippery, and I didn't know how to braid it into the skinny braids, and I didn't have any experience doing that, and this little girl is smiling at me, and pretty soon her siblings are gathering around me on the steps and putting their hands on my shoulders, and so then I start telling the other girls and the little boy, they look just like you. They were beautiful just like you. My daughter wanted to look just like you. And I couldn't braid her hair the way that you have your hair. And I ended the story with, I want you to know that people wish that they were as beautiful as you are. And they wish that they had the color skin that you have and the kind of hair that you have. And I went through everything, and I saw this little girl's eyes light up, and I made sure I made eye contact with all of her siblings. And then I thanked her mother for letting me share that story. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because we all get messages internally in our hearts on what we need to say to people, and sometimes we dismiss those. And it's so important to take advantage of those precious moments, because the only thing that matters while we're having this life experience is the love and the kindnesses that we give to each other. Everything else is just, it's not even going to matter when we leave this planet. It's not even going to matter 10 years from now. The things that we stress about are the walls that we put up, or the face that we put on. What really matters is the kindness and the love that we give to people. And I'm sharing this with you not to give myself a pat on the back. I'm sharing this with you because I needed this probably more than this little girl. I needed to make a connection with this little girl. I needed this little girl to not look at me with fear. I needed this little girl to have a new reference point for how beautiful she was. And I was able to use my daughter as an example. And I needed to give love and kindness to the human race. I needed an opportunity to do that. I left work early today. I had to drop off a bank deposit, and then I went what we call canvassing. I went business to business and talked to some people about the different insurance products that I sell. Excuse me, but and I thrive on connections. I thrive on I guess maybe providing value for people. That's part of my calling, my life path. But I wanted to share this with you so that you can look for those opportunities. So that, hi Tina and hi Tara, and I wanted you to know that these are things that not only make other people's lives better, but will make your life better. And it doesn't require any special skill. It just requires that you have a childlike quality that we all have, and that you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and you realize that kindness and love are the most important thing. They're the most important thing that we have. And what a difference it's made in my day. The things that I've been worried about, stressed about, feeling sorry for myself about, blah, blah, blah. It just puts everything back into perspective, and those are the things that really matter about our lives. So anyway, those of you that have watched, thank you so much, and I hope that you're having a good evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye.